Hey, it's David Farmer, and today we're going to be talking about the new Google Business Profile, the former Google My Business. We're going to talk about 6 new things that you need to know and 6 tips and tricks that you should know. Hey, it's David Farmer, and today we're going to be looking at what is happening with Google My Business. The name is changing from Google My Business to the Google Business Profile. But what else is changing? Well, there's 6 different things that you should know about what is happening with Google My Business. The first thing is there is going to be a name change. Now, the name has changed over the years from a Google Local to Google Plus Local to Google Places to, I think, back to Google Plus to the Google My Business, and now it's going to be called Google Business Profile. So not a huge change, just a little bit different name. I think they're trying to make it a little bit more just a better name to describe exactly what it is. It is a business profile that is on Google. The number 2 thing that you do need to know is that Google My Business is something that has been managed by going to business.google.com. And once you claim your business, which we've covered in previous videos here, you could go to business.google.com to be able to manage your Google My Business profile. This is where you can add posts, you can add photos, you can change the operating hours, different locations, a lot of different things that you could do on business.google.com, looking at insights and so on. That is going to go away for almost all companies and almost all dealerships. It's going to be used only for large companies that have multiple locations, and the app is going away. Both of these things are not going to be changing anytime soon, as it is going to happen in 2022, so you should be prepared for it. Now, another thing that is happening and changing with Google My Business right now is that you have the ability to claim and manage your Google Business Profile right on google.com. You don't have to go into the app. You don't have to go to business.google.com to make these changes. If you are authorized or an admin for your Google My Business platform, if you just Google your business name right on the search engine, you're going to see that you have the ability to manage that profile right from Google Search. You also have the ability to do that right in Maps. So with the Google Business Profile, they're really trying to make it a seamless experience for businesses to be able to manage how their business looks on Google Maps and on Google Search itself, not requiring you to go someplace else. I think one of the reasons they want to do this is they find they're going to be able to get more data, higher quality data, by positioning that information right in front of customers as they go about their day-to-day business, right? So the third thing, again, is you can manage a business right from Google Search or on Google Maps. Additionally, you can claim your business. So if you haven't done that yet, if you haven't claimed your business, you have the ability just to Google it right in, you can do it on Google Maps, you can do it right in the Google search results page, google.com, Google your business, and you can claim it if you haven't already. Now, another thing that has, that started, I want to say 4 or 5 months ago in a beta, is the Google Call History. Google Call History allows you to track the calls that come from the Google My Business Profile phone number that's being tracked from that Google My Business Profile all the way to your dealership. They use a dynamic number on that profile, so a click to call will go directly to your dealership or your company, and they have the ability to track that. That is something that needs to be set up, so you need to go into business.google.com to set up call tracking. Another thing that you might want to check out while you're there is check out the Google Insights. And that's going to show you things like how many people searched your business, what search terms they used, and how many people visited your Google My Business profile. It's almost like a Google Analytics for Google My Business. Another great thing that you want to make sure that you're checking out. So check out the insights on business.google.com. Additionally, another new feature that's being added in right now that is available, part of this overall transition, is customers have the ability to message right from not only your Google My Business profile in a search results, they can also do it right from Google Maps. So this idea for Google is to have their search results page, their Google My Business profile, and Google Maps all operate basically the same, and the same things that you can have on your Google business profile is also going to be available from Google Maps directly. A lot of dealerships utilize outsourced messaging companies. So you might, if you haven't already, you should check with your chat company. If you have a chat company that works with a chat widget on your dealership website, whether that is a AI powered system or it's an actual chat agent powered system, or you have live agents responding, or if you're just responding yourself, you have the ability to do that. So this might be something that you want to check out. You can also set it up if you're a smaller dealership that's not utilizing any chat services and you're just chatting directly. You can set that up right in the Google app for iPhone or for Android, and anybody that messages directly on the Google My Business profile or Google Maps, you can also just respond to those right in that app itself. So pretty cool stuff there. The last thing, the number 6 thing I already mentioned, and that is that business.google.com is going to go away for the average dealership or the average small business, and it's only going to be available for large businesses that have multiple locations. So these are things that you're going to want to take in consideration. Those are the 6 things that's changing with the name from Google My Business to Google Business Profile. Now, I just want to cover 6 tips real quick since we're talking about Google My Business. And again, these are things that we've covered in the past on the Digital Retailer University and also on the Modern Dealer podcast, if you go back in time a couple years. The first thing we want to do is for your Google My Business a profile. How do you want to utilize that as a dealership? There's a few different ways that you can do it to optimize the content that customers can find on there. The first thing is with posts. So if we go back in time to Google Plus and Google Plus Local, they really wanted to try to create a social media platform that allows businesses and or people to make posts just like you might do on Facebook. Well, you still have the ability to add posts on your Google business profile. This is something that I recommend that you do at least monthly. One of the services that we provide at Entice to dealers is to take their monthly ad specials, whether it's a low lease payment, whether it's a 0% financing offer, or any other type of marketing message. We create a post that goes right onto the Google Business Profile. So when somebody searches your business, what you might have found recently is that Google Business Profile is popping up as an organic response, sometimes in the first position and sometime right after a paid listing. So you might want to just check that out, especially on a mobile device. Your Google post will also show right up in your Google Business Profile and give you a customer to be able to flip through and look at those monthly ad specials as posts. And you also might want to take in consideration that anytime you post anything to your Google Business Profile, it's going to stay there forever. One of the best practices that we have is either to update existing posts with new images and new content, or delete the old ones and add new ones, so you can make sure that you're showing what you want to show in that Google Business Profile as customers find that. The next thing is for a product feed inside of the Google My Business profile. The products is another way that you can get content in your Google My Business profile. And there's a few different things you can do. For car dealers, it's a little bit difficult because you can't push inventory into your products feed. It's really designed more for other type of tangible products. But what you can do is you can manually add products to the product section of the Google Business Profile. And this is another recommended best practice and a service that we provide for our dealers, is that you can create a product, I don't want to say posts because it's not posts, but products in the product section of the business profile. And those also can be monthly ad specials and should be updated every single month. You can also include other things like unique selling propositions. Maybe you carry a lifetime warranty or a 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty, or 150 warranty as a unique selling proposition, or other marketing messages. You can also include things like if it's Toyotathon or Happy Honda Days or any type of winter event, you can include that information there as well. So number one, number one, posts. Number two, products. Number three is cars for sale. Now this is a newer feature. I want to say it's been around for 6 or 8 months. There's only a handful of there's only a handful of technology providers that have the ability to add cars for sale directly on your Google Business Profile. We have the ability to do that on your behalf. So if you don't have your cars, your inventory feed on your Google Business Profile, and you would like to, just please reach out to me at david@entice.com, and I'll share with you how easy it is to do. Great news about that is the Google Business Profile then becomes basically a mini website for you that includes that home page, the profile itself. It includes a search results page where you can go in there and search for any vehicles that you have in inventory, and a vehicle display page. So what I would challenge you to do is go through, check out your competition, go to their Google Business Profile and see if they have cars on their Google Business Profile and see how that works. And again, reach out to me if you want to have any other information. Another tip that you might want to take in consideration is the service area. You can actually adjust the service area that you supply, and you can add up to, I want to say, 11 different pinpoint locations on your Google Business Profile. What I would recommend is you put a city and state for every city that is in your PMA. So if anybody searches for, if you're a Toyota dealership, a Honda dealership, a Ford dealership, in an adjoining area from your location. So, I mean, if you were a Ford dealership in Tampa, you might want to look at Brandon, you might want to look at Land O'Lakes, you might want to look at Wesley Chapel as areas that you sell into as service areas. That's also going to be very helpful for your service department as well. So, tips and tricks. Number 4, check out the service area on your Google Business Profile. Tip number 5 is to add a UTM code to your website as it's listed on your Google My Business Profile. If a customer clicks on your website, onto the website link on your Google Business Profile, if you add in a custom UTM code, then that data is going to pass right into your Google Analytics. So under acquisition, you can go to campaigns and you can see exactly how much traffic is coming from your Google Business platform. And then you can start to look at a bunch of other information, such as the device, the demographics, a lot of other information, and then what they do after they visit your dealership website. So UTM code on your website URL as placed in your Google Business Profile. Lastly, last tip and trick that I'm going to talk about today is questions and answers. Now, anybody can ask a question on your Google Business Profile as long as they have a Google user and they're logged into the system. So anybody can ask those questions. You get the opportunity to answer those questions. So our tip would be is work with people that's in your circle of influence. Either it's employees at the dealership or customers that you work with on a regular basis, and maybe write out some very specific questions and how you want to be able to answer that. And then make sure that they log into Google, they go to your Google business profile, they ask that question, and then you follow up with an answer to that. So maybe top 20 questions, go in and do that. And maybe just do that kind of periodically, 1 or 2 a week, to add additional content. All right, so today we talked about Google My Business is going away. Google Business Profiles is replacing that. We talked about 6 things you need to be aware of with that transition and 6 tips and tricks to be able to be executing today on your Google My Business profile. I really appreciate your time checking out our videos like I always do. You're going to find this video plus many others at entice.com.